If you've got a job, a life, and you still want to trade, everyone online makes it look like you need to stare at charts all day long. You don't. I'm going to show you the exact routine that I use after work in under an hour a night. Let's go. There's a belief that you just can't trade if you work 9 to 5. I hear it all the time, and it's just not true. You can trade, you just have to adapt. The mistake most people make is they think day trading is the only way to trade. It's not. Day trading needs you in front of the screen during market hours, and if you work a 9 to 5, it's just impossible to do. So people just think they can't do it, they can't trade at all, and they just give up. Swing trading, the way I trade, is different to this. You're holding positions for days, sometimes weeks. You're not babysitting every tick. And that's exactly why it works for regular busy people like me. By the end of this video, you'll have my exact process, my routine, start to finish, and you'll see exactly how little time it actually takes for this style of trading. But I'll be honest, I didn't always trade this way. When I first started trading, I was checking trades on my lunch break. I was constantly checking the markets, glued to my phone. Everywhere I went, I couldn't focus on what I was doing because I was too busy watching the market. I didn't want to miss any opportunities. And this caused me to jump into a lot of trades that I wasn't prepared for. I didn't know anything about. I had no business being in them, but I just wanted to be in the action. So on top of the obvious losing money, I just wasn't focused anywhere else in my life. What changed everything for me was no more day trading, no more impulsive staring at my phone. I was only trading trades that I planned the night before and I actually knew the setups. Now I find my setups after markets are closed. I place my limit orders and I don't touch a single trade throughout the day unless it's part of my plan. This is huge for me because it cut out all that impulsivity that I used to do. I used to always jump in and out of stocks, in and out of currency, in and out of crypto, like always getting in something. This way of trading made me only get in the stuff I prepared for the night before, and it was me. That one shift changed everything for me. So let me show you what my day actually looks like now. First thing is I don't come home and immediately glue myself to the screen like I used to. I'll come home, feed the dog, go to the gym, take the dog for a walk, and then it's market time. Normal life still comes first, and then trading is what I do at the end of the day. When I'm focused, I've got everything out the way, and I'm ready to dial in. Once I sit down at my computer, the whole process takes probably 45 minutes. This is it. Step 1 is I scan for stocks that are setting up. For US scanning, I use FinViz, and for ASX scanning, I use bar chart. So when I scan, I'm looking for momentum, breakout style strategy trading. In simple terms, this just means a stock that's in an uptrend, and when it's in its uptrend, it's paused and it's halted at the same sort of price area for a couple of days to a couple of weeks. So if you look at it on a chart, it'll look like a stair-step pattern. A stock in an uptrend will move up, consolidate sideways for a bit before making its next leg higher. I'm just looking to capitalize on a small breakout within the uptrend. In and out, I'm not holding positions while it sits in the consolidation phase. We're only buying once they break out from that consolidation phase into the next leg of the uptrend. The next step is from there, I get any stocks that fit my criteria that are in an uptrend, in a consolidation, looking like they're ready to break out. So I'll put those stocks into a TradingView watch list so I can flick through them and see which ones are ready to break and see what areas that I'm looking for. If it breaks, I can put a limit order to buy me in. So at any given point, I might have 50 stocks on my watch list. I'll keep adding to them and I'll have a little category at top with stocks that are ready to break out. So every day I'll flick through those 50 stocks, I'll find setups that look like they're about to break, move them to the top of my watch list, and then from there I can place limit orders. So say it's consolidating under $10, I can put a limit order at $10.01. So if it breaks out, it'll buy me in. It'll automatically have a stop loss attached where I put it. So let's just say 4% from the breakout point below, and my take profit might be 15 to 20% above the breakout point. So I'll find the setups, filter my watch list for stocks that are ready to break, and then if there's any that look like they might break out in the next session, I'll place limit orders through my trading platform. So if they do break out, it enters me into the trade. It's just if it breaks out, I'm in. If it doesn't break out, cool, I haven't lost any money, I'm not in the trade. Perfect. And that's it. Scan, add the good looking stocks to my watch list, filter the watch list for what looks like it might break out, and then place limit orders for any stocks that I think might break out in the next session. From there, all the hard work's done. You can leave it, you don't need to touch it, because if the stock does break out, I don't even need to be at my computer, it automatically enters me in, and I have a positive risk reward ratio every time. So if there's one rule that keeps this under an hour a day, it's I only enter setups and I only enter trades that I planned the night before and then I've set limit orders for. Really, most of the time I'm not actually placing any market orders. It's all limit orders that if it breaks out, it enters me in, stop loss attached, take profit attached. I don't have to do any guesswork, no emotion involved, and I'm good to go. This has really been a game changer for me because when I first started trading, I was really impulsive. Probably like a lot of you newer traders, like you always want to be in on the action, you don't want to miss anything. You get FOMO. That's why swing trading has been so good for me. It cuts out all that impulsivity and it really takes that out of my hands. All of the trades I enter are pre-planned. They're setups that are in an uptrend with a positive risk-reward ratio. Once I'm in, I don't touch them. I try not to touch them and try not to exit early. That's something I'm actually working on this month to try and improve my stats. But yeah, like it takes all that impulsivity out of trading and it's really worked for me. And if you do this style of trading, you can still work a 9 to 5. You can still do other things that you want to do because you're not glued to the screen the whole day. It's just the best way of trading in my opinion. I love it. Other people love day trading. That's cool. Everyone should do what they want, but this is the way I trade. And I want you to know that you can still have a life, still work a 9 to 5 and still trade. So yeah, you don't need to quit your job to start trading. You can still be involved in the markets, getting hopefully better than the S&P 500 returns while working a 9 to 5. It's what I like doing. You might like it too, so give it a go. So yeah, I've purposely kept this video high level, not going into details for exactly every step. That's because in the next video I'll put out, I'll go into exactly my criteria for stocks that are in an uptrend and exactly the criteria I look for before entering any trade. I'll also go through how I find the stocks that look like they're going to break out and how I determine risk reward for a trade and where I think a stop loss or a take profit should go. Subscribe because that video is the one that's going to make this video from making sense into something you can actually take home and do. See you in the next one. Pew.